Well, if it's the scene setter, there are 4 weeks of messy, mean madness to come, and we've probably seen the last nice smile for a while. Ontario's June 7th election campaign officially begins tomorrow, but that didn't prevent the first showdown and shoutdown from erupting last night in Toronto. Here's a taste of what went down at the First Leaders debate.
I believe in driving efficiencies, respecting the taxpayers. Unlike my two opponents here, they've never found savings in a government.
Why don't you have the guts to tell people what your cuts are going to look like? What is in store for the people of Ontario? The investments we've made and the investments we will continue to make are about supporting people in their lives. And that's Todd.
All right, to assess the fallout, let's bring in Toronto Star Queen's Park columnist Martin Regg Cohn. Let's start with the news today. Martin, am I to understand it right that the Progressive Conservative campaign had hired actors to mass around the studio? What's that all about? Fake supporters?
Yeah, they've actually paid me as well to be. I'm actually an actor. I'm not really a journalist here. No, I'm kidding. That's an odd one, and I have to feel sorry for Doug Ford there because he actually does not have trouble drawing a crowd. He gets hundreds and hundreds of people, sometimes thousands, and so that's pretty goofy to have a rent a crowd at an event, outside an event.
Yeah, but this comes the week after he was selling himself using fake reporters, so you got to wonder a bit. All right, I won't dwell on that though, Martin. I want to talk about this debate. These things are always, I guess, about knocking down the front runner, and the front runner just trying to survive the punches. Did Doug Ford emerge unbruised and unbloodied by the final bell?
Absolutely. And I'm going to quibble with you, Don. I personally try not to fall into that fighter championship knockout wrestling ring approach because I don't think that's how viewers at home actually process it. So I always stay away from the spin room and the boxing ring, and I watch it at home. Sometimes with my kids, I force them to watch. And when you're at home, you actually process it differently. You're not looking for the TKO. You're not looking for that big gaffe. I mean, when's the last time there was a huge gaffe? So in that sense, the front runner, because he is by far the front runner, Doug Ford, was very much left standing. It wasn't a stellar performance by him. He was stiff, he was scripted, maybe robotic, in my subjective opinion. But the point is, nobody really was able to knock him off his message much. He had a couple of goofy gaffes where at one point he looked at the Premier, Kathleen Wynne, and said, that's a great smile you've got on your face. I mean, it came from out of nowhere. And she was very cool and said, well, you've got a good smile on too. It was an awkward moment, but there's a bit of a double standard, just as there is with Donald Trump, where people aren't surprised when Doug Ford makes those kinds of inappropriate comments. If Dalton McGuinty or Justin Trudeau had said that, people would have said, oh my goodness, that was completely inappropriate.
I know, but then Kathleen Wynne said he had a nice smile too, and I guess I thought it was kind of interesting when Ford said to her, asked her this question, so when did you lose your way, Kathleen Wynne? She seemed to struggle with the answer there a little bit. What did you make of all that exchange?
That was a good line. It sounded like a scripted line. I say that because it's very much an echo of what all the researchers hear in focus groups. It's very much what we've been hearing for 2 or 3 years to explain why Kathleen Wynne has gone so far down in the polls, below 20%, sometimes as low as 14% in terms of her personal approval ratings. I mean, that's about a third of where Donald Trump is. It's well below where Chris Christie was in New Jersey when he closed a bridge. So that kind of line did get through to her and bothered her. And in fact, this morning, she got up in the legislature and gave a speech, almost a do-over, where she talked about, I haven't lost my way. Here's how I got into politics. Here are my values, and so on. But this debate was on a local television channel. Don, unlike in a federal debate, it's not at prime time. And it was at 6 o'clock supper hour. So it wasn't watched by a lot of people. It was almost a pre-Broadway run. But it was a chance for all of us to try to figure out, get a preview of how the players are going to perform in the campaign ahead.
Quick last word, NDP leader Andrea Horwath has, in some polling dynamics, the possibility of an upset. How do you think she did last night? Is she going to win over any fans with that?
I think she did quite well. But winning over fans depends on people actually watching the show, as I said. But she had an easier time of it in the sense that all the energy was focused on Doug Ford on the one hand, knocking him down, both Wynne and Horwath, and then Kathleen Wynne as the incumbent was another lightning rod for both Horwath and Ford. No one went after Andrea Horwath. So she had a free run there, and she did very well with the empathy and articulating her point of view, and appears to be giving Kathleen Wynne a run for second place.
All right. Going to be an interesting campaign. Fasten your seatbelt, Martin. I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Don. Take care.
All right.